Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Friday, October the 8th, and welcome to our video commentary. You may have heard in the news that a judge in Texas, a federal judge, has stopped the Texas abortion law, the heartbeat law that was signed by the governor a few weeks ago. And this is such a changing story that it could very well change by the time you watch this, if you get around to watching it, let's say in a couple of days, because the state of Texas has made an appeal to the higher court, the fifth court, and there may be a reply or a response to that appeal very soon. So I don't think it'll happen on Friday today, but it could happen over the weekend or on Monday. So this is a changing story, and who knows where it's going to go. We don't know for sure right now whether this is the end of the abortion law in Texas or whether this is simply a rain delay as we go to the next step of the process. Now, up front, I think all of us knew that a federal judge would probably stop this, because the federal judge who wrote this opinion stopping the law is a Democrat, a judge who was selected by the Biden administration to write this opinion. So nobody's really surprised that this particular judge wrote this opinion. I think the real question is what happens next when it goes to appeal. But beyond Texas and the heartbeat law, really all of this is pointing in one direction, and that is next year, June of 2022, when the U.S. Supreme Court is going to take up the most important abortion case that they've taken so far, and that's the Mississippi case. In Mississippi, the state of Mississippi passed a law saying that you could not have an abortion after 15 weeks. And the Supreme Court is going to take a look at that case, and I think that will be the last word on all of these abortion laws that you see here and in other states. The Supreme Court, in my opinion, will very likely say that the state of Mississippi or any other state has the right to regulate abortion, meaning you can have a window to get an abortion, but the state can say it has to be under these conditions, 15 weeks at a clinic and so on and so on. And then that will be, in a sense, not the end of Roe v. Wade, because there will always be a window for an abortion for a woman, but it'll be at least putting every state at least in control of how abortions happen in a particular state. So you'll see Texas do this, Mississippi do this, California do this, and so on. And then that'll be the end of the story. And the issue will be back where it should have been all along, which is in the hand of voters in individual states. Now, one of the best consequences of the opinion that I'm hoping for next June is that once you depoliticize abortion and you return it to the states, then we can take abortion out of the conversation every time a judge goes for a nomination. One of the most tragic consequences of Roe v. Wade is what it has done to the U.S. Senate, so that every time a president nominates a person to be a Supreme Court justice, or for that matter, any judicial position, it turns into a debate about abortion or about Roe v. Wade. So once the Supreme Court puts this issue back in the hands of the voters in the states, then I think that'll be the end of that very poisonous situation in the Senate, where every judicial nomination turns into a nasty debate about abortion. We saw that with Judge Kavanaugh. I mean, look what happened to that man, the way they did everything possible to destroy him. And they did it to some extent too, to this lady Barrett, but not as much as they did with Kavanaugh. I mean, the case of Kavanaugh was just absolutely disgraceful, the extent to which they were willing to go simply to destroy a man who would be a vote, in their minds, a vote against Roe v. Wade. So we'll see what happens, but the big thing is coming up next June. All of these fights are simply, if you will, detours, but the big decision is going to come up next June when the Supreme Court takes up Mississippi, and that's when this issue will be settled once and for all. Thank you for watching, and if today is your birthday, happy birthday. Bye-bye, everybody.